we are coming after a very long time, we would say. हम आईपीएल के काफी सारे मैचेस को मिस करने के बाद, पूरे आईपीएल खत्म करने के बाद आ रहे हैं. So really sorry for that, due to some commitments and all that हम मिस कर गए आईपीएल. बट हाँ, ये वाला T20 वर्ल्ड कप एंड फीफा वर्ल्ड कप विल ट्राई टू कवर अप. सो ये है आज के T20 वर्ल्ड कप का हमारा पहला वीडियो. T20 वर्ल्ड कप, जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, this gonna be a women's T20 World Cup 2026 next week, from starting from 12th of July exactly. So we have Sajana here. This is the first time for her being here in the sports club. So a warm welcome to you, Sajana. It's first time for our viewers also to see you here. So a warm welcome. And she's from Chennai, guys. So she'll be joining us as an expert here in women's cricket, and she would be definitely giving her insights into whatever we are going to cover here today. So, Sajana, warm welcome first of all, and then we'll dive into what we have in store for our viewers today.
Yeah. Thank you, Anmol. Thanks a lot, and it's my pleasure to be here and looking forward for this upcoming journey with you guys.
Sure,
Thank
sure.
you.
So let's go and start this video then, guys. हम इसको mixed conversation रखेंगे. We'll try to keep it in English as well as Hindi, but we'll try. We'll be able to accommodate both the viewers in this side. So let's start this video then by giving you a preview of what we are gonna covering in this video. So first of all, we'll be covering the squads of teen teams. जी हाँ, we are having squads of teen teams here in front of us. You can see the slides, जिसमें हम आज के वीडियो में आपको स्क्वाड्स दिखाएंगे ऑफ श्रीलंका, इंग्लैंड, सॉरी नॉट इंग्लैंड, माय बैड, श्रीलंका, आयरलैंड एंड स्कॉटलैंड. सो विल बी स्टार्टिंग विद द थ्री टीम्स फ्रॉम द ग्रुप बी. ग्रुप बी भी छह टीम्स का है, आप स्क्रीन में देख ही सकते हैं. ग्रुप बी की जो छह टीम्स है, दे आर इंग्लैंड, वेस्ट इंडीज, श्रीलंका, न्यूजीलैंड, आयरलैंड एंड स्कॉटलैंड. This is gonna be a very interesting group for sure to watch out for. पर हालांकि ग्रुप ए वेयर इंडिया आर देयर, वो थोड़ा टफ ग्रुप है. इट्स अ पूल ऑफ डेथ बिकॉज यू हैव ऑस्ट्रेलिया, साउथ अफ्रीका, इंडिया, बांग्लादेश, पाकिस्तान एंड I'm forgetting the 16. I'm forgetting the 16. We cover it up, of course, but when we go to the group, you remember, Sajana, which team was it in the group A with us? Were we
I
gonna be
think it
playing?
was Netherlands. It was the
Oh
Netherlands.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Netherlands. Yeah, it's Netherlands. So that group is gonna be very interesting for sure. But let's start with Group B then, and we'll just jump into the second slide. And yeah, yeah. So this is the Ireland squad. You can all see here Ireland के squad को. Uh, Very interesting choice. To be honest, there are a lot of youngsters which are there. एक replacement news है, which is there, that Ellis Factor is introduced, is being in the squad. हालांकि आप slides में you will not see her here, but she will be there. The latest addition. पॉल के इंजरी के बाद, या पॉल का इंजरी के वजह से शी वुड बी आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड कप. एंड test the LS Tector, which is she's the younger sister of very famous Irish cricketer Harry Tector. She'll be joining the Irish squad. She's just 18-year-old, remember, guys. But it's gonna be a very fantastic thing to watch out for. Especially, I'm very excited for Gabby Lewis. Sajana, I've been following Irish cricket from very long time, you could see, and we've been seeing the evolution of Gabby Lewis. Earlier, she just used to come at the top, scored some quick runs, and used to get out by playing very rash shots. But she has matured since now, and we are seeing some of the great knocks from her, especially coming up off the back of wonderful series against Pakistan, against West Indies, and we've seen her play against England as well. So some of the great knocks that we saw here against the side, and they were also part of the triangular series which is going on with West Indies and Scotland, and we've seen some of their amazing performances by the English Irish captain Gabby Lewis. Sanjay, your thoughts on this squad? If you would summarize it to the people, it looks to be a very balanced side, but Paul's injury might be the concern for them.
Yeah, Anmol, you're 100% right. And first, if we look into the Irish team and their background, especially in relevance to the T20 Women's T20 World Cups, they have had good sides, and especially amongst the associate nations, they seem to be one of the great sides. But they have shown slight inconsistency in qualifying to the T20 World Cup as such. Because when we see they have, since the introduction of the T20 World Cup for the women's in 2009, Ireland were part of the, like, had started participating in the tournament since its introduction, but still in the 9 editions they were only able to make up qualify to the five uh, five editions of the World Cups, and they were quite here and there, and their qualifications were in and out. And as you told, even according to me, like, Gabby Lewis is one of the greatest asset for the current Ireland team, and I think more or less their performance and their progress in this tournament is heavily dependent on her. Yeah, though there are players like Orla and all supporting her would be playing on feel the supporting role, but I'm also looking forward for Amy Hunter. She is also one of the, like, youngest player in women's cricket history to actually score ODI hundreds. I think she scored it in a very young age at 16. But her T20 form has been really here and there. But I think now is entering into the tournament with a great level of confidence, scoring 111 in the 2026 global qualifiers for this tournament. Obviously, as you told, Paul's miss would be like her injury concern, and her dropping out from the side due to her injury would be a great concern for them. But still, I feel with the presence of Amy and Gabby, they'll be able to do a pretty much good job. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have put together a very decent squad. I just read out the names for our viewers because let's start with the captain herself, Gabby Lewis, and we have Alice Tactor. As just I was just telling about Alice Tactor. She comes from a very famous cricketing family now in Ireland because her young elder brother Harry Tactor has been there around for the Irish cricket. He is one of the stars in the Ireland cricket, and now his sister, sorry, is gonna be here, and she is a very good fast bowler, and would love to see her bowl in this tournament. Just a 18-year-old, mind you, very young talent, and has been there and thereabout, been consistently performing. And as soon as Paul's injury came up, and she got into that. But otherwise, Paul was very experienced fast bowler, very experienced bowler, sorry, for them. Amy required Amy Require is also there, is one of the very good batters. If you would see Amy Hunter, she would be again, as Sachina just pointed out. She is one of the girl who being there, shown some great level of application in staying in the crease, scoring a lot of runs for Ireland, and I would love to see her bat well. और साथ ही साथ अगर हम बात करें एली कैली, उसके पास उनके पास ऑप्शंस हैं, क्रिस्टीन निकोल, उनके पास काफी अच्छा ऑप्शंस है. अगर अलाना बेजल की बात करें, वो भी ठीक ठाक गेंदबाजी करती हैं. जॉर्जा डिम्सी हैं और कारा मैकब्राइट. आप सभी इन सारे प्लेयर्स को आप देयर एंड देयर अबाउट देखते होंगे हंड्रेड्स में. ये टीम आपको द हंड्रेड्स में काफी ये वुमेन प्लेयर्स आपको देखती हैं. आयरलैंड की भी खुद की डिविजनल मैचेस होते हैं, वहां पे ये लड़कियां आपको बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस करते हुए दिखती हैं. और सो ये बहुत ही लुइस लिटिल है और ऑलिवर है, बहुत ही ये जबरदस्त स्क्वाड इन्होंने भी किया। एज एन हम कुछ ज्यादा इनसे एक्सपेक्ट कर नहीं रहे हैं हालांकि। So, realistically, Sajna, what are your predictions for this Irish side? Are you seeing them doing, pulling up some upset, possibly defeating or New Zealand or England or West Indies?
Sorry to say this, but I feel even in this group there is high level of competition. Maybe they'll be able to do a really good job against the associate nations, especially in the case of Scotland, who are very new to this tournament, who had only played one of the T20 World Cups in 2024, and Ireland would be doing very good against those inexperienced or the associate nations, but it would be really difficult for them. I don't think like they have the stronger legs to beat either the even the Sri Lankan side or the other countries like New Zealand or other stronger nations.
हाँ भी है, कुछ यंगस्टर्स हैं और आपको काफी सारे इंडियन ओरिजिनल प्लेयर्स मिलेंगे, जिसमें हमारे पास वी हैव चैटर्जी, शी वुड बी अ वंडरफुल एडिशन इस पूरे स्क्वाड में, known for her quick fire runs along with her good seam bowling performances. Then हमारे पास मकसूद हैं, she is a very good leg spinner and is there. कैथरीन प्राइस इज बीन देयर अराउंड, काफी ज्यादा टूर्नामेंट्स में खेलते हुए दिख रही हैं, and she'd be captaining, of course, these Scottish side. बहुत experienced player हैं and a lot will depend on her shoulder. And with her is Sarah Bryce, her sister as well. Uh, एक decent all around squad है, दिख रहा है, जो आयरलैंड जो स्कॉटलैंड का है. But again, as Sajna just pointed out, that they're very new team in this World Cup, and it's gonna be a treat to see how they go out and perform. And we would be seeing such a good talent being displayed by this Scottish side. Uh, though there are some concerns, as I just said, that this is going to be a new team. People don't know much about how they played. So, if at all, Sajna, if you at all think that there are a possibility of Scotland coming up and winning their first ever World Cup game.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, they seems to be one of the most newer sides, especially competing in this higher level of international tournament, especially the World Cup. But there are a lot of promising talents within the squad, and especially I feel if at all they have to make some good victories, it all depends on Catherine Brace and also Sarah Brace, who is not much spoken about in the presence of Catherine Brace, but she has been playing in the international tournaments and she has been there in the circuit since 2019 and has scored reasonably good runs, around 1,500 runs in her T20 career. But yeah, how she and the fresh legs of the Scotland team, how they are going to react or they how they are going to handle the pressure, especially in such tournament, such a World Cup, actually would decide where they will be ending up their tournament. But for me, like if at all they have to make some good memories out of this World Cup through victories, it all depends on Catherine Grace and Sarah Grace.
A lot. Again, a lot will depend. And Maksud is again someone who's been very less spoken about. A wonderful leg spinner. Could be useful, but we are not really sure how they will play in this English conditions. How much help would be there for the spinners, but very promising talent indeed. And we would see a lot of wonderful cricket from this Forest side. It's very young side, as we were just discussing, guys. और बहुत ज्यादा उम्र नहीं है इनके, अगर आप देखोगे इनके स्क्वाड की एवरेज एज भी आपको 23-24 के आसपास ही मिलेगी। काफी सारे लोग हैं, जो बहुत सारे लोग आपके वर्ल्ड कप, पहला वर्ल्ड कप खेल रहे होंगे। जो 2024 का टीम खेली हुई थी, उसमें कुछ नए एडिशंस भी आपको देखेंगे, बट हाँ, देर आर वेरी लेस नंबर ऑफ प्लेयर्स जिनको बड़े मैचेस का एक्सपीरियंस है। बट दो, a very positive advantage for them would be कि कैथरीन ब्राइस है, जिनके पास काफी एक्सपीरियंस है इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स में खेलने का, बड़ी लीग में खेलने का। हमने बिग बैश में इन्हें देखा है, हमने इन्हें 100 में देखा है। और उसके अलावा हम बात करें सारा ब्राइस, जैसा कि अभी सजना ने बात ही करी थी, सारा ब्राइस शुड बी अ वंडरफुल वंडरफुल पिक टू सी एज वेल। सो वेरी वंडरफुल स्क्वाड दैट हैव पुट इट आउट, बट हाँ, लेट्स सी कि क्या परफॉर्मेंसेस दे सकते हैं। And let's jump into our neighbors then. We are now gonna see Sri Lanka coming up on our screens. बहुत ही बेहतरीन स्क्वाड है ये भी, बट हम सब जानते हैं कि पूरी की पूरी टीम किस खिलाड़ी पे डिपेंडेंट है। a lot, I mean a lot से भी ज्यादा, a lot is dependent on shoulders of Chamaria Tapatu, जो कि श्रीलंका की एक बार फिर से कप्तानी करेंगी। बहुत ही एक्सपीरियंस स्टार हैं, बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस के साथ आ रही हैं, and she would be trying to make amends in this World Cup। अगर हम देखें यहाँ पे, काफी कुछ यंगस्टर्स हैं जिन्होंने पिछले कुछ टाइम में हमें इम्प्रेस किया है काफी परफॉर्मेंसेस के साथ, जिसमें हसमी परेरा है इंक्लूडेड। बहुत अच्छी परफॉर्मेंसेस दी हैं कुछ उन्होंने बीच बीच में। और बहुत टैलेंटेड स्क्वाड है। हम बॉलिंग की बात करें, देशा नायका है, सुगंधिनी है, वो ये कुछ टैलेंटेड ऑप्शंस हैं श्रीलंका के पास। दे हैव अ वेरी डिसेंट स्पिन अटैक, and Mitali Ayodhya is also there. There are a lot of good youngsters. I mean, 8 of them are going to play their first ever World Cup. Sajna, it looks like that Sri Lankan women's cricket is going in the transitional phase now. There are new talents that are emerging, but still a lot is dependent on Chamari Atapattu.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Actually, they are in a transitional phase, and even this phase is more about the process and not the results. So, they should even sustain, or like they should constantly back their players in the process, so that in the long run it would support them. And before delving into the Sri Lankan team, just one more thing I wanted to add on. It was like we also should keep our eyes on Rachel's sister, and actually, she seems to be one of the leading bowler for Scotland, especially in the
Hmm.
recent days. She has been doing a tremendously good job, and being a left arm pace bowler would always add value to the team. And now, when looking into the
Yeah.
Sri Lankan team, as you told before, it all actually are is on the shoulder of Chamari Attapattu, and she also would be looking forward for the challenge. And because she seems to be someone who uh, enjoys to take those responsibilities on her shoulders, and she, even when we listen to her interviews, it always sounds like she is always up for the challenge. But I always feel like Harshita, she is a class player. She is a really a classic player, and she did not live up to her potential. Even if we see into the uh, previously held ODI World Cup in 2025, I had greater expectations from her, but I felt like she did not live up to the expectation. Yeah, you take forward.
Yeah, and she's very class player, technically very sound, and one of the player which I think other than Chamari Addapattu, we really enjoy watching her. Her stroke playing is awesome. I mean, the way she plays those shots, I think visually बहुत ही जबरदस्त आपको नजारे मिलते हैं जब वो शॉट्स खेलती हैं। एंड टाइमिंग, प्लेसमेंट, एवरीथिंग goes perfectly, but she somehow finds a way to get out. I don't know how, by playing a rash shot, by playing a very discalculated shot, or by going to hit with power, but that is not her forte. She likes to be. She's a very good timer of the ball, and she should focus on the timing aspect of the ball of the stroke making. And although there are a lot of positives that have been coming, I was just telling that Sugandhini seems to be one of the very good bowlers this side has, and we a lot would be depending on her. Again, Chamari Adapatu, as you just rightly mentioned, enjoys taking those big responsibilities on her shoulder, and she knows, even opposition, everyone knows that if Chamari gets out early, the Sri Lankan team is almost finished. So a lot would be depending on her shoulders, but a good opportunity for someone like Harshita to come in and chip in and show Chamari that they are ready. The future generation of Sri Lankan cricket is ready to carry her burden, her responsibilities in their shoulders. So a lot to see. What are your expectations with this Sri Lankan side? Are you seeing them doing good in this World Cup, Sajana?
Yeah, actually, I feel this World Cup being held in England in deeply seeming tracks would always trouble this subcontinental players. So even I feel the Bangladesh, the Pakistan, Indian players have greater exposure due to this growing WPL and various other. They are participating in the global leagues like the BBL and all. So there is a clear gap between the Indian women's cricket team and other subcontinental teams like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and all. So if we take Sri Lanka into account in this World Cup, I feel they might struggle a bit, and especially being a very top order dominant, they are heavy on their top, but when it comes to their middle order, they always fail to fire. So in that case,
Yeah.
going to play in a seaming track, in the seaming tracks across throughout the course of the tournament. Uh, Chambari Attapattu, if she clicks, the team would put their best on board. But in case if she loses her wicket early on in the innings, then it would trouble the Sri Lankan cricket team, is my opinion. And I am now apart from Harshita, I also look forward for Vishmi Gunaratne. She has been replaced due to the injury of a player. I don't know, I forgot her name, but I'm looking forward for Vishmi Gunaratne, and she has shown a lot of promise with her bat, and even in the qualifiers and in the qualifier tournament and in the earlier Asia Cup victory, she played a vital role. So I'm looking forward for her, and she is an aggressive batter, and who also knows to anchor the innings if the wicket falls earlier. So according to me, she's a multi-dimensional cricketer, because in today's context where players have only one gear, either they go for hit, or uh, get out, hit out or get out. But Vishmi Gunaratne is a player who has both the games in her, that she can attack, and at the same time she can also play an anchor role in shaping the innings towards a better path. So overall, Sri Lanka looks like a good side, but it is very much reliant on Chamari Atapattu, Harshita, and very few other players. I don't know how they are going to come up against very stronger teams as a group. As a team, I don't know how they are going to come up together, because individual performance or the individual talent will win you matches, but not the tournaments. So I'm little unsure about their place in this World Cup. I don't know whether
Yeah,
they'll be able
but
to make it to the semi-finals or not.
But that's the beauty of Sri Lankan cricket, the way these people come up together. I mean, I was thrilled when the way they performed in Asian Cup. And again, as you said, there is a huge gap between the what Indian women's cricket team has the exposure of and what the Sri Lankan cricket team or the other teams in the subcontinent have. That is very clear from the quality of the cricket that we now play, because we are now competing against the Australia, the England, New Zealand, and all. But gonna be very interesting to see how Sri Lanka comes holds together. Super excited to see the bowling, especially Sugandhi. As again, I'm saying Seema, who definitely gonna be a most one of the very good surprises, and keep an eye on for her. And again, as you were just saying, there are a lot of players who are individually not performing up to the par. And another name in that list would be of Hasani Pereira, someone who's been there a lot of the times behind the stumps as well, and someone who knows cricket well, a very intelligent cricket brain for sure. But I don't know why she is not able to perform that much properly. And there are a lot of positives that the Sri Lankan team would have. And again, I would say a lot, again, as we all both are repeating, that a lot will depend on Atapattu. बहुत सारी श्रीलंकन टीम की उम्मीदें अतापट्टू के कंधों पे होंगी, और श्रीलंकन अगर साइड का पूरा दल देखें श्रीलंकन टीम का, तो ऐसा लगता है कि अभी जो श्रीलंकन टीम है वो भविष्य की तैयारियों में जुटी हुई है। श्रीलंकन टीम एक ट्रांजिशनल फेज से चल रही है, जहाँ पे युवा खिलाड़ियों को अवसर प्राप्त हो रहे हैं, जिसमें हमने देखा है कि काफी यंगस्टर्स हैं, लगभग 8 खिलाड़ी हैं जो अपना पहला विश्व कप इस बार खेलेंगी। तो वो एक इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट होगा कि किस तरह से हमारी ये श्रीलंकन टीम अच्छा परफॉर्म कर पाती है या नहीं कर पाती है, लेकिन बहुत कुछ निर्भर करेगा आटापट्टू के कंधों पर। और साथ ही साथ अगर हम देखें तो जैसे अभी सजना ने पॉइंट आउट किया कि विष्णु गुणरत्ने हैं, बहुत ही स्किल्ड प्लेयर हैं, हर्षिता है, बहुत ही स्किल्ड प्लेयर है। और जैसा मैं अभी कह रहा था कि यहाँ पे हसनी परेरा के ऊपर मुझे थोड़ा सा और भरोसा होना चाहिए है, क्योंकि काफी एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर है। और लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली मुश्किल समय में जब टीम को उनकी जरूरत होती है वो परफॉर्म कर नहीं पाई है। बॉलिंग में हम बोल रहे थे कि सुगंधिनी पर हम नजर रखेंगे, तो वो देखना होगा कि किस तरह से सुगंधिनी परफॉर्म करती हैं। और अ लॉट विल डिपेंड ऑन द गुड फास्ट बॉलर श्रीलंका प्रोड्यूसिंग, और उनके पास एबिलिटी है टू डिफेंड 140 150। और मुझे पता नहीं, ये श्रीलंकन टीम देख के हमारी 2010-11 की वुमेन्स टीम याद आती है। साजना, आई वाज जस्ट टेलिंग दैट to see this Sri Lankan team, I'm just thinking about how Indian team used to be in 2008 or 9, the women's team specifically, because a lot used to be dependent on individual players such as Mitali and Julian, and all the rest of the team. They were very good cricketers through and through. We made it to the 2004 World Cup finals as well, but I mean, we were very kind of spin dependent side. We still are, but at that time we were kind of in a similar situation. A lot was on the shoulders of few individuals, but yeah, fascination to see the Sri Lankan team. I think bowling second would be they would be very strong if they somehow get to 140, 150. It would be very tough for the opponents to chase after that score. What do you think, Sachna?
Yeah, yeah. Your argument, your claim is actually very valid, and the challenge really lies in the batting order, taking them to the par score of any particular venue. The real challenge lies there, and if the middle order takes little more responsibility, stays there, understands the condition, and try to take the game deeper, and try, if they are batting first, try to bat all 20 overs, because in recent times I have seen Sri Lankan team, even in the semifinals or in the league stages, with the immediate early wicket of Samari Attapattu, the Sri Lankan team collapses. I have seen it many times. So in that case, in England, especially in seaming track that I have already mentioned, even when Samari Attapattu gets out early, it's the middle order that has to take the responsibility on, and they should They should approach the game ball by ball, over by over, instead of just throwing their wickets. They should just stay in the crease, analyze the wicket,
Yeah.
analyze the
Anger,
conditions,
anger
take
around
the
this
game
thing.
more deeper. Yeah, and try to bat
Yeah.
till the 20th over. Yeah.
Hmm. So a lot again, as we were just saying कि हर बहुत सारी चीजें निर्भर करेंगी हमारी अट्टपट्टू पे। बस एक फाइनल क्रिस्टल बॉल प्रेडिक्शन ले लेते हैं। सजना, व्हाट यू थिंक आउट ऑफ दीज थ्री टीम्स anyone is gonna be a challenge to top two positions in this group? Because again, top two will go to the semifinals. छह teams हैं दोनों group में, so we have 12 teams. Top two of each groups will go into the semis. So do you realistically see any of possibility that amongst the three of these teams that we've covered today can push for that position for of top two?
So, can you just recall me the remaining three teams in the group? I
So
just
we
lost.
have the three teams that are remaining in the group are West Indies, New Zealand, and England.
Okay. New Zealand, West Indies, and
England, the
England.
hosts. Yeah.
Okay. So, I think at least the one team among these three teams that we have previewed today, maybe Sri Lanka has the potential, seems more experienced side than compared to the inconsistent England side or the very newcomers Scotland. So I feel if at all in these three teams, comparatively, Sri Lanka has the edge, but the competition would be very tight, and especially having England and New Zealand and West Indies, all are powerhouses. New Zealand doesn't look like a powerhouse, but with the power compared to the other teams, but they have the knack of winning. They have the culture of winning. They always, even in the men's cricket and in the women's cricket, they look like the underdogs, but they somehow have the culture or knowledge or the skill. I don't know what they have in combination, but they have the knack of getting into the knockout stages. So I feel it would be really difficult for Sri Lanka to get into semifinals. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah. So again, बहुत ज्यादा खतरनाक है कंपटीशन इस ग्रुप में कि टॉप टू टीम्स कौन रहेगा उतना कुछ नहीं है। है शायद न्यूजीलैंड और इंग्लैंड आपको ऑब्वियस चॉइसेस लगे, लेकिन हाँ, हम जब रिव्यू करेंगे कल वेस्ट इंडीज की भी, न्यूजीलैंड और इंग्लैंड की, तो वो भी बहुत खतरनाक हमें कुछ स्क्वाड्स दिख सकते हैं। टॉप तीन टीम्स में से सर्जना ने कहा है कि श्रीलंका के पास एक एज है। श्रीलंका के पास सबसे ज्यादा बड़ा अवसर है कि वो जाके टॉप टू टीम्स में अपना नाम सुनिश्चित कर सकें। लेकिन उन्हें भी पता है और सभी को पता है, आपको न्यूजीलैंड और वेस्ट इंडीज दो टीम्स को हराना पड़ेगा, या इंग्लैंड वेस्ट इंडीज या इंग्लैंड न्यूजीलैंड, जो शायद बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल होगा श्रीलंका के लिए। आई वाज जस्ट टेलिंग दैट सजना दैट इट्स गोना बी वेरी टफ फॉर श्रीलंका टू बीट न्यूजीलैंड और वेस्ट इंडीज और इंग्लैंड, all three once at in a one in a single World Cup. Either they have to beat West Indies or New Zealand, both the teams to be the in the contention of top two. So we would see a lot from Sri Lankan side. I think against the Scotland and Ireland, they might be having an edge. But gonna be interesting to see how they play up against the very big sides like New Zealand, England, and the power pack West Indies. Thank you so much, Sajna, for joining us and being here and giving us so much insights to all our viewers. We hope that all our viewers enjoyed the content. आप लोगों को content पसंद आया होगा, ऐसे हम उम्मीद करते हैं। वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और साथ ही साथ कमेंट्स में बताइएगा कि आपको हमारा प्रयास कैसा लगा। मिलते हैं आपको अगले वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।
It's over.
या
Yeah.